Hello everybody and welcome to the British Pint. My name is Christoph and today we're brewing a little Doombar clone because I have some leftover Wyeast 1099 from the Whitbread KK that I did yesterday. I'm still brewing the Barclay Perkins Hogshead Porter, and just to make it a bit more exciting I'm trying to do a third beer on this weekend, and that is the Doombar clone. So it is quite well known that they're using a Whitbread strain because they actually said that publicly, and they're fermenting at 25 degrees Celsius, and the only yeast that is specified to somewhere near that is the Wyeast 1099. So that is the yeast of choice. There are some people who recommend SO4, especially in the older threads on forums in the internet. The problem with that is they thought it was a Whitbread strain, but genetically it really is not. So it's very far away from Whitbread. There are not many details that are known about the Doombar clone, but there are some official information from the head brewer, and these are all collected in a Jim's Beer Kit thread that I will post in the video description from 2011. So they were given the information that only 5% of the hops goes into the boil, and so I have tons of hops here. This is 40 grams for my amount, and I mixed. So the official version is North Down, Northern Brewer and Perle. I mixed North Down, Northern Brewer and East Kent Golding because I don't have Perle. I don't have any experience with Perle actually, but I always thought that Doombar tastes a bit like East Kent Golding, so I think that is that contribution. So I used East Kent Golding for the third hop, and then they mix that very well, so they get a mixture of all these different hop pellets. Well, they might do it specifically, but they're actually saying they're adjusting everything according to harvest, so it makes sense if they just do a mixture, an equal mixture of the three. So what I did is I used 1 part North Down because it's the very resinous one that from the harvest of 2020 that I have, and then 2 parts of Northern Brewer and 2 parts of East Kent Golding. So this is hopefully a bit milder and more aromatic. Okay, so to get to the 22 IBU that they specified, that is given as information from the head brewer, I need to go with 2 grams at the beginning of the boil and then 4 grams in the last 10 minutes. So there's a bit of discrepancy from back then. So apparently they use 5% at the beginning of the boil, and then they don't specify what they do with the rest. And on the website back then they said 85% is in the whirlpool. So I assume 10% is at the end of the boil in the last 10 minutes, and that's what I'm going to do. 2 grams in the beginning, 4 grams for the last 10 minutes, and then all the rest, which is 34 grams, goes in the whirlpool. And that is for 1 hour. They steep for 1 hour. That's what they specify. The malt bill is a bit more tricky. So apparently they use pale malt, then a standard crystal malt with 120 EBC. I'm going to use the one from Best Malts because that's one that I have here, and I always wanted to try that. I haven't gotten to that one now. So that's Cara Munich 2, just a standard 120 EBC crystal malt or caramel malt. And then the third one is roasted barley to adjust the color. And what I did is I want to go to an original gravity of 1040, that's 10 degree Plato. So I went with 700 grams of malt, which should be roughly right. And then 6% of that is caramel malt, 1% is roasted barley. That gives me pretty close to, I think, 24 EBC, and I think that's pretty decent for a bitter like that. I mean, they're all the same color, roughly. Yeah, so I mashed these in just a few minutes ago. 1 hour at 64 degrees. This is lower than other mashers. They specify, I think, 63.5 or something, but 64 is a good value. Yeah, that is pretty much it already. I mean, I could have adjusted the water, which I didn't do because I'm in a bit in a hurry. This is all ad hoc, kind of. So I went with just 3% of acid malt, and that's me. So I substituted some of the pale malt. But you could go with their water, which is 220 ppm of calcium, 2:1 sulfate to chloride ratio, and no bicarbonate whatsoever. So I would have to boil mine and adjust the water again, and I don't want to do that at the moment. I have done that for all the historical beers already this weekend. So yeah, let's just use some acid malt. It's going to change the mouthfeel, but that's really not a big issue. Water is one of the least important aspects in my opinion. The yeast will probably be quite important, and 25 degrees fermentation temperature is the one time when now in summer I can actually use my room temperature. That's going to be glorious, I think. So that's going to be really nice. I left the leftover yeast in the yeast pack in the fridge for 1 day, so I think they will be fine. Just going to pour it in the new fermentation vessel, and I should be ready to go. Yeah, I still have a lot to do. I have to transfer some beers, make space in the fermentation vessels in the carboys. That's going to be so much fun, but it's a bit, yeah, everything is a bit in a hurry. So let's finish the video and then we see each other again in the next video, which will be the tasting. Don't miss that. Let's see if I got it right. I have tried Doom Bar quite a lot of times, from can, from bottle and from cask, so I should be able to judge it. I'll see you then, and bye bye.